Good morning, children. In the last class, we learned about pure substances and mixtures. So now we know that mixture is formed when two or more substances are mixed together in any proportion such that they retain their individual properties and can be separated by physical means. So now in this video, we are going to learn about the various separation techniques which are used. Why do we need to separate the constituents of a mixture? So the reasons are: number one, to remove undesirable material from desirable material, like stones from pulses. So we remove stones from pulses so that the stones being undesirable material are removed. Number two, removal of impure substances from pure substances. For example, straw from milk. So straw being impure needs to be removed from the milk. And lastly, to improve quality of the substance. For example, water from milk. When we remove the excess water from milk, the end result is we get thick, rich milk. So in the last video, like I said, we have variety of mixtures. We have solid in solid mixture, solid in liquid, liquid in liquid, liquid in gas, and so on. So there are variety of mixtures. In this video, we are going to learn about the techniques, the methods which are utilized to separate solid from solid mixture. So the first technique is called as winnowing. It is a process used by farmers to separate grain from husk, which is the outer covering of grains. So the principle used in winnowing is based on the fact that grains are heavier than husk. In this technique, the mixture of grains and husk is made to fall from a height. Wind carries the husk with it, and two separate heaps are obtained for husk and grains, as we can see in the picture. The second technique is hand picking. Hand picking is a process in which undesirable components are removed from the desired components manually. Principle involved is it is based on the fact that one of the components differ in shape, size or color. So the method is handpicking is used only when any one of the component is present in small quantities and differs in color, shape or size so that it can be picked up manually. The third technique is magnetic separation. This method is employed to separate the magnetic substances from the mixture. When we say magnetic substances, it means substances which are attracted to magnets. So this technique is basically used to separate a mixture which comprises of magnetic substances and non-magnetic substances. Principle used is it is based on the property of a magnet to attract magnetic substances towards it. Method used is magnet is passed over the mixture containing iron. Iron is a magnetic substance. So all the iron particles get clinged to the magnet and impurities are left behind, as we can see in the first and the second picture. The fourth technique is called as sieving. Sieving is a process in which any mixture is passed through a sieve or a strainer. The principle is it is based on the principle of filtration. The smaller components of the mixture pass through the sieve and bigger components are left on the sieve. The method is the mixture is taken on the sieve and given mechanical force. The smaller components pass through the sieve and bigger components are left behind, as we can see in the picture. The fifth technique is called as sublimation. Sublimation is a process in which a solid changes directly into vapor on heating, and this vapor changes directly into solid on cooling. So the principle involved is the same. It is based on the principle that some solid substances on heating changes directly to gaseous state without changing into liquid state. As we can see in the picture, we have taken a mixture of ammonium chloride and salt in china dish. Both the components of the mixture are in solid state. The china dish is covered with a funnel, inverted funnel. The stem of the funnel is closed with cotton plug. Now we heat the mixture of ammonium chloride and salt. Ammonium chloride is a substance which undergoes sublimation. That means on heating it changes from solid state to gaseous state directly, and when the vapors of ammonium chloride reaches the cooler surface of the inverted funnel, it condenses back to solid ammonium chloride. So this is how we separate mixture of ammonium chloride and salt. Salt does not undergo sublimation, so it is left behind on the china dish. Ammonium chloride can be collected from the cooler parts of the inverted funnel. The cotton, of course, it prevents the vapors of ammonium chloride from escaping out to the atmosphere. Sometimes we may come across mixtures where the components are not just two in number, but it can be 3, 4 or many components in that single mixture. So to separate each and every component of that mixture, we have to use different techniques which are suitable, all right, in combination, so that in the end we get all the individual components. In this picture, we can see a mixture of two solid substances, iodine and sodium chloride. But here we know that iodine is a substance which can undergo sublimation. So here we use the technique of sublimation to separate the mixture. The two mixture of iodine and sodium chloride are heated. Iodine, being sublimable, undergoes sublimation and is collected, whereas sodium chloride, which does not undergo sublimation, is left behind as residue. A mixture can have 2, 3 or more components. So in this slide, we have a mixture comprising of 3 different components: potassium chloride, iron fillings and camphor. So here we know camphor is again another substance which can undergo sublimation. So first what we do is we take the mixture of these 3 things together and heat it. Camphor undergoes sublimation and can be easily separated. Now we are left with only potassium chloride and iron fillings. Now iron fillings are magnetic substances. So we use a magnet to separate the two. With the help of magnet, iron fillings can be easily separated. And in the end, we are left with potassium chloride as residue. In this slide, we have a mixture of 3 things: stones, ammonium chloride and sodium chloride. Now if you look at the 3 things, the size of the 3 components are different. The stones are bigger in size and shape as compared to sodium chloride and ammonium chloride. So we pass this mixture through a sieve. So the sieve, through the small pores or holes of the sieve, ammonium chloride and sodium chloride can easily pass, leaving the stones behind on the sieve. So that means we have separated the stone. Now we have a mixture containing only sodium chloride and ammonium chloride. So sodium chloride does not undergo sublimation, whereas ammonium chloride undergoes sublimation. So we use the process of sublimation and separate ammonium chloride. So in the end, we are left with sodium chloride as residue only. So with the help of these different processes, we were able to separate different kinds of mixtures.